and gentlemen, welcome to another Sunday Live with Simon and Stephen and myself, Daryl Ledyard from MassPage Tools. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here and joining us on your valuable Family Sunday. We always do appreciate it wherever you might be tuning in. Well, hello, Simon. Hello, Stephen. How are you all doing?
I'm doing fine. How about you, Simon?
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, had a busy. Yeah, I've been busy this week. I've been working on a Shopify site actually for a fireworks retailer because it's getting near that time of the year for fireworks in the UK, and just busy on other stuff. I did an AI content workshop earlier in the week in my group, and some other SEO stuff. So yeah, been busy, but all good.
Awesome. How about you, Stephen? Anything new this week?
Oh, loads to do with DFY themes. We've been working very hard with those at the moment. We've got 3 of the 5 themes in the members area now, and we've got to get there'll be a 4th one tomorrow. That's what we're aiming for, and then the last one is going to happen hopefully in the next week, and then we got some further. I've got some further news to talk about. The Blocks Club and stuff coming up and all sorts. So, but I'll talk about it a bit later.
Awesome. And Simon, you're going to be teaching about
Google search operators. So if you remember last week, we were talking about I guess some SEO stuff, trying to look at different sites, trying to understand what competitors might be doing. And it's really just looking at some of the search facilities you got within Google itself to analyze competitors. So that's what I'm going to go through.
Awesome. I look forward to learning from that. Actually, there's a lot to be a power searcher is a very valuable trait, and something if not just to know yourself, but to teach your your kids and college kids and stuff to find.
I'm having some audio problems here, just coming through from you, Daryl, or maybe it's from me. I don't know.
I think it's your end, Simon, because Daryl sounds fine to me. But one in the chat, if you can hear us all okay, all 3 of us, because occasionally StreamYard does play up a bit with linking things up.
Okay. And Stephen, you were kind of already said what you were going to be talking about. I have a couple things. We have.
I've got a 1 there. Got a 5 by 5. Don't know what that means.
Okay. That means it's perfect. Awesome.
That doesn't help.
We'll hold it together with sellotape and string, so don't worry. And a bit of blue tack on the side, it'll be fine.
Right, exactly. Cool. We've had a pretty good launch with domain kicks. We'll talk about that coming up in a very special deal that we're offering right now for that. And also, we did some things with Siphon. A lot of great things coming with Siphon. So if you're an enterprise user for MassPage Tools, you're in great shape. You're going to get all these nice features in your hands. And if you don't have Siphon, you can just go to siphonai.com. But we'll talk about all these cool things that are coming to Siphon later on. All right. So I guess we got a few people here in the room. I guess we can get started with Simon, your presentation, if you want to take it away.
Simon's frozen. He had a minor problem earlier on.
I think he's having some internet issues. Yeah, maybe
he did switch out. It's the stillest he's been all week.
Yeah, I don't know if Simon, you're frozen on the screen, so you might have to log out and log back in. He
did that. When we first logged in, that he decided to have a few issues. He might disappear in a minute and come back. There might be 2 of him.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? Tell you what, I've been playing with domain kicks, and wow, I'm loving it, mate. Seriously.
Awesome.
I'm not going to give away what domain names I found, but I have found some really good domain names with it, and I really do love the fact that you can go with 3 boxes. You can. I mess around a bit, so I don't necessarily put the main keyword in the middle box. For an example, I'll go and put in my first keyword in the first box, second keyword in the second box, and then third keyword in the third box. So an example: local electrician, or the best local electrician, right? I'd pop in the best in the first box plus variations, local in the middle box plus variations, and then electrician in the last box, do a search and just see what it comes back with. And so I like playing around with that. Tell you, I was just saying, Simon, when you froze, then that's the stillest you've been all week.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just having a little rest now. I'm actually streaming from my phone now, so hopefully you can hear it okay. I'm on my iPhone here.
That's what it's working well. So
Don says when you left, we were downgraded to 3.5 by 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, well, we certainly had a lot less hair going around the table. That's the thing. But
I told you this week will be different because we're going to hold it together with sellotape and string.
Yeah.
And in a world of technology, it's amazing that the UK is so far behind on broadband.
Yeah, it's bad, yeah.
That we get 80 meg broadband services in my area, and on average it's about 65, 70 meg on the speed, and then that's going up is about 15 meg, and yeah, I've got fellow Americans who I talk to who are getting a gig both ways. And in rural areas as well, and I'm thinking, why are we so behind in the UK with everything? Yeah,
I don't know. It's very hit and miss. I mean, I'm on 10 down and 5 up on a good day, which given that I'm also a photographer and upload a lot of images, it's not great. But anyway, look, we'll soldier on.
Soldier on, yeah, and we'll cover for you if you disappear again, Simon.
Yeah, I'll give you my slides. You can talk
I can't do a very good impression of you because I haven't got the hair. But
no, that's all right. Cool.
Right, are you ready, Simon?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can talk about that. So let me just add my screen. Hold on a second.
It's great. This is where now the screen doesn't share. Oh no, here we go.
Can you see that, guys?
We can see that, absolutely, Simon.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, I'm just going to talk about Google search operators, and I have to admit I wasn't familiar with all of these until last week, and I was just talking to Daryl about something. We had a bit of a sort of a case study, so it was pretty useful. So obviously, we're all interested in search SEO, not only just search for our own sites, but also for competitor sites, and we're often asked to look at how a site appears on search and look in some of the background. I use a lot of different paid tools, and SE Ranking's a particular favorite. I use that most days, but there's other things you can use out of the box with Google. Now, many of you might be using some of these things, so hopefully it's not a complete surprise, but there's some other things that hopefully I'll share tonight which might be useful and you can experiment with. So what I'm talking about is Google search operators, and they're basically additional terms you can add to the beginning of the search. So here's the search box, there's my website, and I've added site:simonhogman.com. Shouldn't be a space there though. And that basically just gives me an insight into how Google searches the site. And I'll do some live examples and probably mess them up, but we'll do that. But basically, these search operators are terms you can add into the search, into the mix, to give you enhanced capabilities, more specific searches, and they're very useful for your own use, but also for SEO. And what I hadn't realized until very recently is actually over 40 different of these operator terms. I'm going to go through some of those that I think are particularly useful from an SEO perspective. Okay, so there's loads of different ones. Site: is one I think probably is going to be familiar to most people, and as is putting something in colons if you want an exact match. We've probably seen star being used for wildcards. You can use and, you can use or, you can say give me $10 in pounds or euros or something. So these are all things I think a lot of people are pretty much using. The site one I think is really useful, so we'll start off with that just as an example. So one of the ways I use site, and I'll use like site your domain or whatever, we'll use an example of that, is to give you an approximate idea of the number of indexed pages. So it's pretty handy just for that. If you want to see how big a site is, if you're assessing a competitor, if you've got a local SEO site and you've got 20 pages and you realize that the best local competitor has got 200 or 300, you probably need to look at your strategy and consider how you get a bigger site to be mirroring what the top ranker's already doing. It's also very handy for finding out subdomains as well, because if you type in site, yourdomain.com, it'll also return all of the subdomains as 2. So that's quite useful for finding out if competitors have got any other sites bolted on. And you can also use the exact match in quotes as well. So if I just swap over to let's just probably get this all wrong now. So let's just cite in, so here's one here, site bmw.com. And I go in, and it says there are 7,780 results, and it goes through bmw.com, but here's fri.bmw.com, so we've got subdomain shop.bmw.com, data.bmw.com. So that suggests to me that across those domains, there's around about nearly 8,000 different results indexed in Google. So that's one way to do it. But you can also use other terms as well. So you could use Audi versus BMW. So if I wanted to see where a site had mentioned that, let's just put it without that. Then I can get into here and find articles where it's comparing Audi versus BMW, Audi, BMW, whatever. So that's just a way of you looking through sites, finding subdomains, finding content, finding different things within that. So also, if I wanted to say find a particular topic, I could put in let's say bbc.com and then the exact term in quotes, and then I'll find through, and I'll go through and basically find pages that are all about cricket that are from the BBC. So that's I thought quite useful, and that's just one of the things that you could use to start that. So if I go back to the slides, hopefully you can still see me here. I haven't lost us on the way in. You still see this, guys? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So that's site. So I think that's quite useful just to look at the site itself. Another one you can do is cache. Again, you might be familiar with this, but if you want to see the most recent cached version of a page, you do cache : and the page, and that'll tell you the last time that Google indexed and cache the page, and that's quite useful just to sort of get a feel for when pages are being indexed. But also, if you made a mistake, you might want to go back a few hours, whatever. You can easily see what was the text. You obviously can go back to things like Wayback Machine, but that might only get a snapshot every few months. So if you wanted something very quick and your backup had failed, you might want to use something like cache. So let's just have a look at this. So if I want to, let's look at Neil Patel. Let's see when he was last cached. So I can see here Neil Patel, a snapshot appeared on the 26th of September 2021, 6:27, and quite useful here is you can get the text only version. So I've got the full cache page there, but if I wanted to, I'm not recommending this, but if you wanted to take content off somebody else's website easily, like you were looking at a blog post, you could use this, easily copy and paste the text, put it into a tool like Word AI or Siphon or whatever, and use that as inspirational content to rework it and create new content for yourself. So that's a way of getting text from a site you might be interested in looking at. So that's cache. Let me just scroll through, give you a few more examples, and then we'll have a bit of a chat. Related is another interesting one. So if you want to look at a site and find out how Google views the site and what it thinks is related material, related sites, you can put it in. So if you put in related : nytimes.com, it brings up a whole load of related sites, other news organizations, typically in the States. So that's it. But if you also typed in neilpatel.com, it'll give Neil Patel's other sites. So it will give his social media profiles, it'll give articles, it'll show other businesses involved with, because Google knows that it's SEO, but it also knows which properties Neil Patel tends to be involved with. Interesting enough, when I did related bmw.com, it didn't give me anything else at all, which I was quite surprised by, and I did search it a few times. So I don't know if it's thinking, well, because BMW is a brand and it's just a car manufacturer, there's nothing else related, or if it just didn't get it. But certainly if you do related nytimes.com, it gives you all related news outlets, which is pretty cool. And you can use that if you're researching your competitor, put in that name related and see other properties. So you can see it shows you how Google views and categorizes your site. Now, this is stuff that's getting a little bit more complicated. I thought was pretty cool, which is basically if you want to look at the text in a title or in the body text or even in an anchor text or post title, you can use these in searches. So let's do a demo on this one. If I want to look at, let's just do in title. I don't want to earlier on. We use North Yorkshire Photographer, so that's a area I'm familiar with. So we can use North Yorkshire Photographer, and we can find sites that have North Yorkshire Photographer mentioned in the site. Okay, and that's fine. Oh, that's in the title actually, with the search I've done there. But you can also be more specific, and you can say, well, I want to look at it where all of those terms are in the title. Because on the previous search it might give you North Yorkshire Photographer, photographers, it might change them around, and you can have a North and East Yorkshire Photographer. This one then takes out more specific information, although in this search, which is all in title, you're still getting North Yorkshire Photographer, but it's putting in wedding there as well. But you could be even more specific using the quotes, which I think is quite useful. So this is where if you're targeting a really specific keyword, you could use this, and this would really narrow down to say, well, for North Yorkshire Photographer, so that exact string in there, there's 153 results coming up in that, and then you can see them here: North Yorkshire Photographer, North Yorkshire Photographer, North Yorkshire Photographer. So it's really specific, and I think that's really great. If you're researching a specific target keyword, you want to know who's actually going up against you on that in the meta title or the meta or the body text or whatever. That's a really good way to actually nail that down. So I thought that was pretty useful. So all in title and then put it in quotes, and you'll get that exact match. So I thought that was pretty useful. A couple more to show you, and then we'll have some questions and get some input from the guys. So as well as doing all this, and this gets to be more complicated, you can add in other things. You can say search for iPhone 12 or Samsung Galaxy Z or whatever. So I could have done North Yorkshire Photographer or West Yorkshire Photographer, for example. You can also use a minus sign to take terms out. So if you want to look up iPhone 12 but take out Pro, you put a minus in. You can put stars in for wildcards, etc., etc. So there's 40 of them, and I suggest you take a look. I'm thinking new ways I can use this. I think the example I just did there on all in title with the quotes is something I'm using already, but there's 40 of them, so have a play around and see what you think. So I think this is great because it's super quick. It's an alternative to a paid tool. It's Google's own data. I wouldn't take the site results as 100% gospel on the amount of indexation. I think even Google themselves say it's kind of an indication, but if you do site colon and a competitor site and there's 1,000 indexed pages, I think that's a fairly good indication of the site, without maybe getting into using Screaming Frog or some other of those sort of data SEO audit tools that give you a full rundown. So I thought that was quite useful. So anyway, that's Google search operators. Here's my links. You can get a list of these slides at go.simonhogman.com/slides, and that's just my bit for now. I don't know if you guys have any questions about that or any thoughts. Do you use these operators, or am I kind of fairly new to the party?
I use a lot of those myself.
Do you? Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. One of the things, I'll share my screen a second, because while you're talking, one of the things, and I've probably mentioned this in the past anyway, in the search term, and I've just done a search as well for North Yorkshire photographers in North Yorkshire, and Hitch was the top one. So what I like to do is just take their domain name without any HTTPs or slashes, put it in quotes, and do a search. And what this does for me when this search is up, it shows me any links on other sites. So for an example, they've got a link on mbase.facebook.com, Pinterest, and so you can work your way down and make a rough list, LinkedIn, of where they are. So if you want to compete with decent, high quality backlinks from social media and other sites, then you can work your way down these and go, oh, hello, Trustpilot, they're on there. I'll try and get a link on there. So you can see the sort of links that they are getting on most of these sites. Some of these links will not be true to their word. When you go and visit, you can't find that site in question. But majority of the times I find just doing a search through here that you can then create a link on the same site if it's free or available, and match them like for like, and that will help boost you up with some decent high quality backlinks. So that's something that
yeah, it's a great tip. Yeah,
I like to do, and it does work. The thing is, I was watching in one of the groups the other day, someone was saying, how many links are good, how many links are bad, right? Should I just go out and buy 1,000 links? Right now, I didn't comment on that post, but in my opinion, you shouldn't be pumping, especially on a new domain, thousands of bad links or links in general. I always say build it up gradually. Always build your business on good, hard, solid foundations. So you start off with your building your website, then you go to Yelp and get a link up there. Then you go to Facebook, Twitter, and you make all the channels look like a proper, decent business. And you build it gradually, and you'll find that you'll have longer rankings, decent rankings, long term, than to pump, let's say, 1,000 instant links to your site. And yes, it may boost it straight away to the top, but it won't last for long. Another example of that is there's some tools out there to allow you to create live events on YouTube. Now, there used to be a time where videos would appear on the main search of Google, and they're not so much now. So it means that those searches are only in YouTube itself, but they don't stick if they're not good enough quality. So if you just stick a live event up and leave it, it will drop down. But if you create good quality content related to what you're talking about and get a good video up, and they get people viewing it for more than a few minutes, that video will move up and it will stick. And when it starts sticking, it gets more views. The more views, it rises up higher. And eventually, if you've got thousands of views, you end up at the very top of the search engine in YouTube. There's a link on there back to your money site. Your money site, Google goes, because Google owns YouTube. Oh, hello. There's a decent video on here. There's a decent site there. Now let's move it up. And it's just how it works. It's offering, Google's now very much, content is king, and good quality content is king, and having decent backlinks is king as well. Don't just pump any old backlinks to your site, because you can damage it. It's okay to have a site in between. That's what I always say. Build a PBN and then have a link on a page there, and then pump loads of links to that page, and then bounces over to your money site. I think that's a good way of protecting your site. But citations are good directly.
I was just going to say, there's some people asking about, is there the full list? And I've not put together the full list, but I did find a really useful article, which I will put the link to from a short code here. So if you go to that, it's an Ahrefs article, and they've got a complete list of over 40 to the Google search operator. So you can get the full list there and some ideas. There's quite a few articles on it in different places, but that was the one I thought was best. I've also added that link to the back of the slide. So if you go to go.simonhogman.com/slides, you can get the link there as well. But hopefully that was helpful. Daryl, I mean, obviously we were speaking about it first of all. I expect you're a kind of ninja at this sort of stuff. This is your kind of bag. You use all 42, do you?
Yeah, I use probably a good 10 of them on a regular basis. But what it makes you think is just how powerful Google search engines are when it comes to these things. Each one of these searches is a very custom search. It's not something that is indexed and cached and ready to go. You're forcing a very dynamic search to occur, and you don't wait at all. It just is bang, it's there for you. So if you're,
and out of the box as well, those search terms on it, just it's all there ready to go. I mean, you don't have to buy a tool, you just have to sort of master some of that. So I think it's really
and if you're looking for footprints, or you're looking for what other sites somebody's got linked to them and things like that, this actually can find things that Ahrefs and SEMrush doesn't, because it just didn't come up in a crawl or something like that. So it's always good to use this as a hat trick to come up with some information reconnaissance on a particular domain, and what's linking to it, or what it's associated with, and things like that. So you can learn a whole lot with some of these things. So I'm really glad we covered.
if somebody has like a main page and then supporting articles are all related, and you want to find them all, like, they've got 5 blog posts and a cornerstone page, and it's mentioned on their about page, to be able to zoom in on that and say North Yorkshire Photographers, it's on 6 pages on that domain. That's really interesting, and that just really gives you that insight onto what you might need to do to compete. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, very good job. Yeah, that was one of my favorite tools. I mean, if you know somebody that's a private investigator, or somebody that's trying to dig up research that's kind of deeply hidden on the web, these kinds of things are really helpful.
Just don't tell people how it works. Just say, "Oh, this is going to take a long time. I'm going to have to bill you for 5 days research for this," and then you do it within an hour and then come back. But that's the magic of it, of Google, isn't it? It's so powerful.
Yeah.
I think that's a great tip as well, Simon, because I used to be when I first started in this game of building websites and stuff, I used to be very underconfident with my pricing. And I used to be always worried, am I charging too much? Am I charging too little? And the truth of the matter is, the more you charge, the better quality client you end up with. I mean, I've moved right into rank and rent and lead generation, because it's just much easier. If a client's unhappy, you say to them, okay, if you're unhappy, stop paying me. Just stop paying me. As simple as that. And that's the point. Then you can then turn around and get someone else on board straight away and go, hey, in you come. So and these free tools that you're showing there, it's just a great way to boost what you're doing and do research, which is the biggest part of keywords. People always say, where do I start? Well, start with keyword research, and you've just shown there, Simon, a very easy way of using some code in Google to go and do that keyword research very easily without buying any products. And I think it's definitely a good way to go. And if you can use products out there, there's some great ones out there that Simon has mentioned already that will help you group all that together in one location.
Cool. Okay.
Love it.
Great.
Awesome. So we got to flip a coin, Steve. Is it you or me?
I don't mind. I'm ready if you want me to go.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah. So tonight I wanted to talk about DFY themes and lead gen magic. It's all coming together well. And I want to just show you one of the sites which we've been busy putting together at the moment. Let me just bring it up. So this is the pest control site. And the sites themselves, we're launching this in October. For those that don't know what DFY themes, they're done for you themes that work with Magic Page plugin. And the idea behind these is they'll have all content ready done. We've spent so much time on the content with these. It's been crazy. Hats off to Robert for doing the biggest amount of work with the content. I've done all the technical stuff. And so you can spin these sites, and the cool thing is, and you can use Daryl's form with pulling the standard contact information as well, that you can enter in the company name, address and phone number, and it will transfer over to the site. So when these sites are built, basically you would hover over the various buttons, and they'll instantly work with links through accordingly. So here that goes through to a contact us page. We've got various things popping up on here, and these have been built out now. We're on currently we've got on electrician, gardener and pest control all in the members area, and the next two tomorrow we're aiming to get painter decorator live, and web design is the last one that's going to be done out of the 5 when we launch this in October. Aiming for October the 12th for the official launch that Mike's booked in. And so keep an eye on your emails. But this is just one of the 5 ready done for you. And the reason this is like this is I haven't entered in the details from the form yet that converts this to a unique site for yourself. But we've done tons of content. This changes and spins. So this has been times by, this one article alone has been spun and then times by 10 as well. And we're going to do content packs as well, so we can update the content accordingly. But everything all flies in nicely. And so the idea here, once again here, this is like this because we haven't entered the background data in. When you pull in the background data from the form, and it updates all of it. All of this changes to the right keywords, the right service keyword for your niche. So, but we've spent hours and hours on getting these right for you. The gallery, the images there, and the gallery is easy to change images within. We've got the blog page, and the blog page, when you do a post within WordPress, the blog will automatically appear here. We've got the About Us pages, once again, more content. And these have been built on Gutenberg, and the reason behind that is they load super fast. And we've had some issues in the past with Elementor. I still love Elementor. I still love Auction Page Builder, but we moved this way because these don't, with Elementor and some of the others, you have to load into their interface to do editing. With this, you hit edit and it loads straight away. And we use Cadence Block Builder, which just works instantly, and you just click and it sort of visually click and edit these. So the idea with these, and which is why these have taken a little while longer to get ready, because the amount of content in the background, I can in a bit I might come back and show you guys the edit version of this. There's so much content in there, it's unbelievable. And so the next step with it is we're updating the Blocks Club, which is going to work with Daryl's Magic Form. And the idea then is you're going to create your own page and pull in blocks. So for an example, if I come back to the home page, and we'll just show you this now. So this is the hero, this is what I call the hero section. So imagine having a hero section that you fill in a section on Daryl's form, and instantly the text will appear here. Whatever you type in will appear here accordingly. You have to change the background images on the sliders because they don't come in automatically. Then the idea is then this will be this sort of call to action section here, and that photo, we'll design it so that you load it on the Magic Form and it'll appear there, and the text will change. Once again here, that's a lead simplify form. So the idea is you're going to have different sections built, and we're going to add images, but we recommend you using your own images with these. And so there's, like I said, there's going to be 5 sites in total. We're nearly there. I think by the end of next week, we'll have all 5 done. And as I said, they're electrician, gardener, painter, pest control, and web designer, the 5 initial ones, with an offer being released on I think we're aiming for the 12th of October, just before I go away for the SEO event where Simon's at as well. Lead Gen Magic is frantically, we're trying to get that up to date. So we're hoping that the devs would have completed that in time for the launch alongside this. So then we can offer that. Anyone who's bought in on lifetime on Lead Gen Magic will have access to the new Blocks Club. And the reason we're going down the route of a Blocks Club instead of ready-made themes is when the themes get updated, things change, things can go wrong. At least with a block, if we have to update a single block, it's quicker than updating 100 themes and making everyone wait, which is what's happened in the past. So the idea is you'll just be able to select a block, click install onto the page, and it'll appear on the page. Pick another block, lay it out, and we're going to do instructions to line up with what's happening with Daryl's form. So it'll say this block will work with this section here, this block will work with this section here, and we'll do sort of maybe a PDF with images or images next to the corresponding blocks of somehow. We've got to work that bit out with the training. But it's all coming together. It may be a week or 2 after we've launched with the Blocks Club. I'm hoping to get a few, maybe 3 or 4 sets of blocks in and done in time for when we launch the DFY themes, but everything will complement each other. So so it's all coming together, lots to do. And that's why I've been rather quiet online lately with focusing on all the technical.
Well, Stephen, if you need any help with the blocks, making the blocks, let me know. I'll put myself on it or somebody else, and help move that, make that done fast. So awesome, super.
Yeah, looks good.
Looking forward. And what was the date again? Mike Martin's going to do a webinar with you.
That's the 12th of October.
Okay,
is the first official launch of this product. Reason we went down the route with Mike. Initially, I'd promised him some time ago that the first launch would be with him, purely because it works with Magic Page plugin, and so he's pushing that first, and after that we're going to open it up to other affiliate people who want to promote it accordingly. But this is an exciting time because with the launch of it, we're also planning on like I said, making the Blocked Club even better than before. So it's just going to be so cool that you'll be able to pull in the hero section, and that'll work with a particular part of the magic form of yours, Daryl. And you just go click, and it appears on the page. You click and you click and click all the way down, and then you just go and fill in the corresponding boxes that will be on the magic form, and that's what we've been aiming for. And we're getting closer and closer to that. I'm hoping, like I said, to have some of the standard blocks ready in some sort of format in Lead Gen Magic in time for the launch of this. I've got a dev working on it, but I have to go and test it afterwards to make sure it's reliable.
Okay, sounds good.
We're getting there. It's good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Great, yeah.
Good job. Thank you, Stephen. We have domains to give away coming up in about 20 minutes or so. Here's the list of domains for today: computerrepairlist.com, roofersdetails.com, newsseeker.net, and premiervine.com. Some of these we found with domain kicks, and that's one of the things that we've launched in the last week or so is domain kicks, and how we are able to find domains that people are having, you just can't, your brain can't think as well as is using these kinds of pairings of everything. So let me show you a little bit around domain kicks. If I can share my screen here, we'll do that. Let's see.
I tell you what, I'm not going to give them away or tell people what they are, but I found 2 great domains that I'm going to get sites on, and I'm planning on flipping them, and I reckon they're going to make quite a few $1,000s from. And that's thanks to domain kick, seriously. So
that's awesome.
Super cool.
Awesome. Well, this is the new site for domain kicks. Go to domainkicks.com. We have a basic roadmap down here at the bottom of the page about bulk uploads to the dream list, domain appraisals, backlink counts, Google index checker, and a whole bunch of other features we're trying to add in the coming weeks. So we'll have more and more for you. Here are some of the features that are included. So basically, we talked about this before, powerful dream list that checks availability on domains 24/7. This is actually better than just like a drop list, because a drop list tells everybody when a domain's going to drop. This actually goes ahead, and if a domain drops suddenly, it allows you to pick it up. I'm going to show you, here are some domains that were emailed to me that were available. We just put some things from a drop list in here, but Burning Calories Fast became available, and it told us 2 hours ago that it's available. valleymedia.com is now available, and it became available and immediately told us about it. So in the future, we're going to have it so that you can actually set it that if the domain in the dream list is so good that you want to make sure that you order it right away, you'll be able to order it. Okay, so if you can see, I just sorted by what's available. These are based on a list of domains that I put in here. All of these are now available based on our checker, and it tells you when they were last checked and when they were caught as caught. Okay, these are still being checked. These other pages, these are still unavailable, and they're being checked regularly. So
I'll tell you what, Daryl. Imagine this, right? For those people that are in lead generation, right? In your local area, there's some local businesses that have domain names. You add them to the list. If they ever give up doing what they're doing, that domain name comes available, and you grab it quick. Oh wow! You could then take the lead from that site, and I've done it myself the hard way, by the way, Dale, because I used to use expireddomains.com. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to search for
.net.
Yeah, that's it.
I used to search for domain names the hard way, and then I came across a few golden nuggets that were fantastic for me, that were owned by businesses that closed down during the pandemic. If I'd had this during the pandemic, it would have been a damn sight easier to find all those local domain names instantly, put them in a list, and boom, it notifies you the moment they're available. And I think that's brilliant, especially for traffic.
So yeah, awesome. One of the things also, every time you reload this page, you get 3 new fresh lists. So this has books, snag, and web host just automatically coming in, and some background things. So if we go ahead and hit search, I'm going to have that so that doesn't come up. That's just temporarily in there. We're just going to check .com with these variations. Okay. And you'll see snagnote.com is available, webhostnote.com, webhostfi. So, you might be able to take that and put an IFY and see if that's available. Let's see, we'll get rid of note and lab, and we'll do a search again. I'm telling you this, I've bought probably more domains than I should admit to the last few days, but some of
This is
them,
feeding your addiction, isn't it?
some of them valued at $30,000 according to Nameworth, and I got them for $8.
Wow.
So yeah, this is like pretty insane. So we are actually launching a new site called Killer Brands. I'll show you. This is so you guys get a little sneak peek of Killer Brands before it's built. Killer Brands is going to have my domains in here, and you'll be able to sort by highest price, and you'll be able to look at like different stats and stuff like that. Where it's registered, all that kind of stuff. So expect that coming out. It'll be linked to out of our domain kicks and stuff like that. So
am I right saying, Daryl, with Flipper, you could take a like if you found a domain name that's worth quite a bit of money, that without even doing a site, technically you could put it on Flipper straight away if you wanted to be super lazy.
Absolutely, yeah. Flippa does sell domain names, and let me tell you a little secret. If you're looking to know, like, I know we're not only about doing domain names and stuff, but I think Flippa, I misspelled that.
This way it didn't go to some dodgy site, Daryl.
I know, I got really lucky there. Wow. All right. One of the things I do, guys, and I was giving somebody some tips the other day on this, is if you go into Flippa and you do a search. Let me see here. Where's I saved the search somewhere. But what we're looking for is domains. Let's see if there's domains here. All domains. Oh, lovely. Something went wrong. There we go. All right. So one of the things I did, I think I had to sign in to get this. Hope I don't buy something by mistake here, guys. All right. So let's see. So if you go to domains, sorry, I don't go here too often, but it's very informative if you go ahead and you take a look at the filters in here and you see what has sold. Okay. Let's see, not ending soon. We're looking for status, basically. See all. Those are featured. Okay, I think this is where I saw that. Okay, sorted by most active, right? There you go. Now you can take a look and see what is the most active domain names. So what I was showing this person is you could take this right here and put it in your append list in domain kicks. So universe might be one that we don't have, or reports, right? And then you take the keyword shirt and you throw that in there, right? Sell. So you get some ideas based on what people are actually interested in just by looking at the most active. And then you can also do search, not just by featured listings, but I think you can do based on what was recently sold. Let me see where I've seen that somewhere. I think if you do a search in Google using what you learned from, okay, here's auction, includes only, where are we? Recently sold. There it is. Yeah. It's recently sold. Yeah, very well hidden, because it's great information, right? So you can see based on this what recently sold with 180, and you can see what terms people are like looking for in here. Okay. And you can sort by what they paid the most. Like this is a good way to go by. Okay, so this is a 3letter.com. So if you get a 3letter.com, you can maybe sell it for 40K. Entertainment news sold for 30K, right? Another 3letter.com for 30K. Subtitles.com, 20K almost. Safetrading.com, 20K. So you can kind of get an idea. This is a good brand idea. Hunt.io, right? So for 7K, right? So you get some ideas on there, and then you kind of use that as your guide for buying domains and all of that. So if you go to our pricing tab under domain kicks, we amped up a new special because we don't have that coupon available for half price off the lifetime anymore. I'm very sorry, but that has expired as of Tuesday. But we are doing one thing for the lifetime plan. If you want to sign up for all the advanced features that are coming in the future and the no limits on your searches and dream list entries, unlimited availability alerts, all of that, you can go ahead and select this. And for this short period of time, we're going to give you a bonus of Leads Detective Lifetime, which is a $1,497 value. Now, Leads Detective is basically a database. I think I've showed this before, but basically it's a database. If you log into your account, that will set up for you. You can do searches in here based on, like if in the niche or a domain name, let's just do niche. And we'll do like plumber. If you're looking to sell your plumber URL domain, you have 4,918 that you can check. Now, if it's, let's say it's a local one, right, and you're going to send it to a plumber in Nevada, you can go ahead and hit NV. And maybe I have to put in Nevada. Oh, registrar state. Let's see, what did I do wrong? I did something wrong. State. We even have a system where it counts how many domains we have in the system for them, which is kind of cool if you're looking for somebody that has a lot of domains. I'm not sure why that. I'll have to have the developer look at that. But yeah, you can search by keywords in the domain name. So if you're looking for like plum, so you get plum and plumber, we go here. And this has 4,879. And if you click on the information, you can see all of the information that they have. These are tools that we have to edit and delete it and stuff. But you can see like, where it's registered, who it is, and all of that kind of information. So if you're trying to sell them, you can export to CSV and put it into your emailer or reach out to them with a cold call and see if they want to buy that domain. So you get this unlimited. You have the enterprise plan with this. So you don't have any limits on number of downloads or anything like that. It's just 100,000 rows at a time. So yeah, so I think I showed you, these are the notices you get in your inbox, and this is the way the search works. So if you, throw in, I think we have a limit of 3 at a time on each because it was taking a long time to run, but we were working actually on a really cool way to speed this up so we can do more at a time. So that'll be something that'll be really cool coming out very soon on that.
I'd say something I noticed once with Flipper. Interesting enough, was I sold a domain name on there about 5 years ago for over $5,000, and I was looking around and I noticed it come back up, so I bought it again, right, and then sold it for another $5,000. Wow. The thing is imagine using domain kicks to notify you of a domain name you've just sold, and it comes available again, and you grab it and resell it again, or in the list of those higher priced domain names, you stick that in domain kicks, that list, and suddenly one of those becomes available by chance because someone forgot to renew it.
Right.
And boom, you've got yourself a 30-40 grand domain name. Tomorrow I'm going straight in to add some of those domain names from Flipper.
Yeah. Right. We're adding an import box in the dream list, so you can import in all of your own domains or your client's domains. So if any of your client's domains or your domains become available for some crazy reason, it didn't get renewed, you'll be the first one to be notified because you can go ahead and fix it. Even if it's, just an error or mistake or something like that, you'll catch it. So this isn't based on a drop list that can fail you. This picks up anything, even if it wasn't on a drop list at all. So we plan to probably have a drop list information. We're going to have like different lists and ideas for like, cities and different countries or world cities and, country names and things like that. So you can take and put them inside of your search boxes. So you'll have different prepends and appends based on a bunch of lists that we get, a bunch of text lists. So we have a whole lot of plans that we're doing with this because I'm using this myself. Like I said, I got 2 domains that are worth over $24,000 in name worth in the last 3 days with this. So it's definitely worth it to get it for the $500 or whatever and get both of those softwares. But it's up to you what you want to do. Some people are not keen on jumping on something early, so that's fine. But the price will be going up, and the people that get in early will be the ones that get rewarded for it. So that's how that works. The other thing is I want to talk about is Siphon. Okay, Siphon we have in here. You'll see it's on our staging. We have a way to now upload a CSV file, and I just want to demonstrate it for you, just to kind of show you what's so cool about this is we're going to upload the sample file here. And when you upload the sample file, it reads it and takes your different cells in your file. So this one only has 2 columns, but if it had more, you'd be able to just go through and say, which one do I want to rewrite? Okay. So we're going to just rewrite this first column and hit the rewrite to a button. And what it's going to do is paragraph by paragraph by paragraph, each cell, we're going to rewrite and have it so that you'll be able to export it and put it into another system. So this is just, for us, this is just the beginning of some of the things we'd like to do. So here's your original content, okay? And if you go over here, each one of these sections are in cells that are rewritten from over here, okay, using Siphon. All right. And we're working on some other things, so you can kind of see. I know there was, I'll just hold it for a second so you can kind of see. This is the rewritten, this is the change, okay? And we're going to make it so that we'll be able to adjust how much rewritten you wanted, if you want it super fancy, very many changes, or if you wanted it as logical as possible and not many changes. So there's ways that we can do that. And then we also would like to be able to add like spin text to it. So you'll be able to have rewritten plus rewritten with raw spin text. So this is just behind the scenes. So you can kind of see what we'll be able to do here coming in the near future with Siphon. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, looks great. Awesome.
That's it. All right. So does anybody have any questions for us? We'll do questions, I guess, more after we do the giveaway of the domain, right? We're almost to that time. So if you want to stick your name inside the chat, and we'll go ahead and get you into the wheel of names. And if you guys can read off the people, I'll go ahead and put it in the wheel of names.
Yeah.
I know that there was Steve Dybick.
Don.
Yeah. Stephen P. 3CP, is it? Yeah.
We've got, I don't know how to pronounce the name, it's BADUSHA. Basha, is it? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Basha, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Stowers.
Dana, D-A-N-A.
Yeah. Colin K.
Wait, Dana, D-A-N-A. All right.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, if you guys win the domain,
Colin,
you have 2 weeks to claim it. So
Colin K.
Colin K. Okay. Colin, yep. Colin K.
You have to move it down the line.
Separate line, yeah. Two separate people.
Oh. We got
David Tullock.
Yeah.
T.
Nabila, is it Nabila?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bob J. We've got Bob J in yet?
Oh, Bob J. Okay.
We've got Mazona has said the hydrogen car company. So I don't know if you want to put Mazzona
that-
down there, perhaps. I don't know.
Is that just spam? That might be spam.
Could be
Maybe.
spam. Could be spam.
Mazzona, if they're not spam, make sure you put your name that you want to win the domain.
Yeah.
And put that in there. Anybody else? Let's see here.
I think that's everybody that we can see. If your name wasn't on the list yet, pop it in.
Yeah, you will have to prove, guys, if you put your name in here and you're not a real person, you will have to prove that you're a real person. We're not going to send this out to
fair enough.
an avatar or anything like that. So looks like Paul P.
Yeah.
Paul P, yeah.
Nabila 1.
You got Nabila.
Yeah, we got that. Okay. All right. While we're waiting for that, let me just again show what you're going to possibly.
Okay.
So Mazzona's just commented there. Just I think the question about the hydrogen car company was about the valuation. He's saying, or they are saying, no spam, just asking. So Mazzona, do you want to go in the draw or not? If you just want to comment, we can add you in as long as you're a real person. That's no problem.
Yeah.
So just shout out.
Yeah, we do occasionally get bots trying to connect to channels, and we do have to be fair, because if a bot won it, you guys probably wouldn't be happy about that. So we want to be fair to you.
All right, so guys, I want to show you these domains and what they're worth so that you get an idea. So computerrepairlist.com.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll determine the worth on that.
Steve Dimmitt says, Steve the bot.
Steve the bot. So
Yeah,
computer repair list, it says under 500. Let's look at the other ones here.
Don's saying, I'm not a robot.
Yeah, I'd always had my suspicions about Steve Dimmick, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
I mean, I've spoken to him a few times, but I couldn't be 100% sure. You know, maybe he's a cyborg or something. I don't know.
He knows too much to be human.
Yeah, that's it. There's something unnatural about him. Yeah.
Roofer deals is under 500. Let's see, newsseeker.net. Let's look at that. Oh, this one doesn't do .nets. And then this one is the one I think is worth the most, Premier Vine.com.
Years ago, seeing the rooferdeals.com one, some years back in our local area, there was a company, I can't remember what they were called, but their advert used to sing about roofing gear, and I used to think, is that like to do with, tiles and stuff, or is that to do with something else that we shouldn't mention? Roofing gear. So,
yeah.
Dave started his AI Dave, but that's what he's saying. AI Dave.
I got my first CBD domain today. Actually, Daryl tipped me off on one, so I'm invested. So if the UK ever decides to change its legislation on cannabis, I'm in. So I might have to take 20 years to see it come good. But I'm invested.
Yes, you are.
Puts my £6 down, so I'm all good.
Yes, indeed. So Premier Vine is worth the most out of that stack according to name worth, but of course, any of these automated appraisal tools, take it with a grain of salt. So, but like I said, with the same tool, I've gotten stuff over $24,000 just by using domain kicks this week. So I just, my wife was like, "What did you just do?" And I said, "Yep, I did."
Premier Vine, by the way, you could do a wine type business on there.
Oh yeah,
right, and
sell it.
Well, I put a website on it all about wines or something like that,
right.
And then use Siphon to pre-build your content, get a site up, and then stick it on Flipper, and you'll easily make probably what it's valued at with a decent, wine sort of site on it.
Right.
There's loads of wine templates, isn't there? You could get them just out of the box, look awesome. Yeah.
And the Amazon, Amazon affiliate store with articles, you might be able to get away with that as well, because they do deliver wine across different places. So, all right. Do we have anybody else for these domains again?
I think everyone's in.
Last call, nobody else. Okay. What was the last comments? Dave. Okay. All right. So I guess we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. Just double check that we have everybody here.
We'll give it one full turn to give you a chance to respond, because there's always a bit of a delay. And then, so when it comes back round to Colin K, shall we say, then we will hit spin. So, and while we're waiting for that to come around, don't forget, we'll give you a recap at the end of the show of what everyone's talked about, and some of the offers on the table, like Daryl says, they don't hang around for long, and we really are grateful to people who jump in early with the products we're offering.
Yes, definitely. If that person was looking for the valuation of hydrogencar.company, I would just go to GoDaddy Appraisals and take a look at it there. I'll just go there right now. Just look for GoDaddy Appraisals. And they do other domain types. So .company usually isn't that great. Let's see what the valuation says here. It'd probably be under 100 or so. Let's see. Might not even come up. Oh yeah, $148, which with GoDaddy, that's really low, because usually this is a lot more than it goes for. So all right, guys, I think it's time to spin the wheel.
Yep, let's spin it.
All right, we're spinning. Let's take a look. Oh, it's gonna be close. 3C.
Oh, well done.
Stephen wins another one.
Done.
Congratulations, Stephen.
That's
Stephen, if you want to take a look, I'll put the list of the domains up on the screen. And we could go ahead and tell us which one you want. Are you a techie? You want a computer repair list? Something for lead gen, rooferdeals.com. Are you doing a Google News site or some kind of a news blog, newsseeker.com, .net, sorry. And then premiervine.com would be a great affiliate for or brand for wine. So sorry, Don. I know it was so close, man.
Don's won plenty out. He's had a few already. I think he's okay.
Yeah. Did someone hit the table? That's what Don's saying.
So close, Don. Congrats, Paul says.
Yeah.
Oh, those are Premier domains. Absolutely, man. I don't know who that was, but we always give away Premier ones, man.
Every week.
So close. So, yes, Don is our biggest cheerleader. He says it's the best show on Sunday TV or radio or anything. So the question is, roof or wine? Let me think on it.
Whatever you do, Stephen, do not drink wine and then climb on the roof. It's
right.
not safe.
Definitely. So get back to me at Daryl.chat, Stephen. We got all your contact information, so I'll know it's definitely you. So go ahead and reach out to us. But if you're watching, guys, on the replay, make sure you schedule this. Put an appointment to join us around the same time on Sunday nights as we give away a domain from my list of domains, which will be on killerbrands.com coming up. Brands with a Z. So go ahead and give it a like, give it a follow, give it a share, put it on your appointment calendar, all that kind of stuff, so you can join us next week. And then you don't miss out on anything like that. Okay. If you have any questions, see on the screen, you see Daryl.chat. You can reach out to myself or my staff that way. And what you can do is we can talk about any questions you have about our tools, about any of the software we've launched, things like that. We're always willing to help you out. There's no pressure to buy or anything. We're just eager to help people understand what we do and help people out. So, all right.
That's right. And also, if you want to reach out to Simon, you can get him, simon.chat. Which is the easiest way. And with me, you find me somewhere on Facebook, because I'm so busy that at the moment I don't have time to chat to anybody. But maybe in the future, I do own, by the way, Stephen with a PH.chat. I got that one.
Oh, nice.
So at some point I might set it up so people can chat to me, but I just don't have the time at the minute. I've been turning away people who are meant to be mentoring at the moment, who are on my list, desperate for me to mentor them. And I've had to say, sorry, you have to wait a bit longer until after October. So
well, I'm just glad to be away from Facebook Messenger because since somebody came up with the idea to market to people, this is what was the nail that did it for me. People have been selling software that markets to people on their birthday. And so all of a sudden on your birthday, you get all these commercial like messages to have you look at their products and all that. I'm like, this is just garbage. You know what I mean? I just, it's just not, I mean, here I do a little, spam toys here and there to help with, making quality spam. But this is something I just don't like. And the fact that I cannot put in mass.page in Facebook because it knocks it down, guys. So if you ever have that issue, put in mass and then parentheses dot and then page. But I can't believe we have to do that. I mean, it's a platform that should be, for the people, by the people, but it's just absolutely about them making money with ads and things like that. So I don't really appreciate how I've been treated by Facebook with my company's domain name. It's not right at all. So that's my bitch. I haven't had a problem with YouTube.
The problem with all these companies now is they start off small. When they first release themselves, they're fantastic what they do. And then eventually they grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And some of them even to the point where you think you've got a lifetime deal out of them, it's no longer a lifetime deal. Or, in some cases, some of them then start marketing to you like mad because they have to generate an income to support what they're doing. But I agree with you. There are other products out there now, and people are. I think a lot more people gradually move away from Facebook if Facebook's not careful. Their last update, I hated it, and I still don't like it that much. I prefer the old version, but obviously they took the decision to make it look different. And I say if it's not broke, don't mend it. But that's my view.
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn's one of those things, isn't it? I mean, that's just full of spam every day. I've got somebody trying to connect and some automated message asking to share some tips on the business and all the rest of it. And that's really tiresome. That's turned me off using LinkedIn because, you don't know who's real. And, it's not good. It's more just spam. It's more junk. And,
Yeah. Steve Dimmick says, what's the domain buying site again? That's domainkicks.com. Domainkicks, KICKS.com. I think I might have that somewhere on
I've got it on your screen for you.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much for that. So domainkicks.com is that. And then somebody else had another question for Simon.
Yeah. So I've been working with Anna on the course. We've got most of the material together, but I've just not finished it off with all of the stuff that's going on. So I was hoping to launch it and do like a full course walkthrough on Tuesday. I'm going to have to push that on a couple of weeks. So I'll confirm a date in the group and let you know. But that's Pinterest SEO, Pinterest marketing course coming up soon. So thanks for asking, but it's nearly there, just not ready for Tuesday.
If you are a Mentorprise publisher user, great news coming out very, very soon. If you're in the Skype group, I will go ahead and announce it to you as soon as it's done. But I spent about 20 minutes or more with Pim from one of the developers for Mentorprise, the main developer. And we have some really exciting news coming out for Mentorprise publishing people, which I think, Simon, you know about it. So it's
I know about it. Yeah, I'm a
cool.
Mentorprise. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you don't know what Mentorprise is, just go to go.ht/ment. That's go.ht/ment. And if you sign up there, you can get the access to the software under our affiliate, which means you can join our mastermind, our special training, all of that kind of stuff. If you have no idea what Mentorprise is, just go to our YouTube channel and look for the Mentorprise publishing video. It's a full walkthrough of the webinar that we had. And if you have any questions about what the heck is all this, just go to Daryl.chat and I'll help you out with it. So, but Mentorprise is life-changing for lead generation and for affiliate and some of the things we're doing with now GMBs. So, and I learned a thing yesterday that I want to experiment with as well. So we'll be sharing that with you, Simon, and in the group. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Somebody's asked there about, do I have a GMB consultation service. So I've got a GMB course, which is all online. There's a video walkthrough as well, and I can also do one-to-one coaching as well, or optimize people's listings. So yeah, if you just get in touch on simons.chat, we can have a chat about that. There we go. Perfect.
We got Steve Dimmick's trying to wear me down. I promise, man.
No
I'll
secret.
disclose it as soon as this, because if it doesn't happen, I'm going to feel like an idiot. So, but it should happen. So I have his word that it's going to happen. So, yeah.
And also, Steve, if you're on the fence about domain kicks, go and have a look, because seriously, I'm not an affiliate of it in any way, right? And it's Daryl's product. And the reason I'm really going go hun with this is because I've got it. I got a domain name and I sold it and got my money back instantly. That's how clever this product is. That, you know, it's just stick a domain on Flipper. Don't do anything with it. You know, and for the sake of a $10 domain, maybe, and there's some places that are cheaper, chuck it on Flipper and boom, you know, it's a no-brainer. And I just think when I see a product that I really do believe in, that's when I do talk about it a lot more, because it is just such a good product, Daryl. I'm not saying that because you're here. I tell other people as well. Well,
it's very simple at this stage, because just like with the form when we started that 500 features ago, it started off, remember, very simple.
Yeah.
And so we add things to it and always try to make it the best in class in this. So because I'm using it to find domains myself, I'm just gonna, you know, give it all that I got. And if you guys get the domain that I didn't get, hey, there's a lot of fish out there. So it's definitely it's fun for me. So to help everybody out with these tools that we come up with. So yeah. Awesome. Any other questions? Hey guys, we could do the guest line if you guys have time. Steven, do you have time? Simon?
I do.
Yeah, good, yeah. Happy. Yeah,
So,
no worries.
Okay.
If someone wants, if you're interested in coming on to the guest line, guys, but one in the chat, this is where we invite you on to here. You can come and ask us some questions, and if we get some ones in the chat, we'll share the link out to you guys, and you can just pop in. You can ask any one of us anything. It's not a consultation, so we're not going to be on for hours talking about something. But if there's a question you've got to do with something we've talked about tonight, then you know, please guys do pop one in the chat, and we'll happily invite you on here. And we'll give you a few minutes to do that. If we don't get any responses, then we'll have an early night and go and put the kettle on, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You know, there's not many companies out there that, you know, or lives which invite people on. We can talk to the actual people who are doing this. So whether it's to do with domain kicks or something Simon's talked about with all the special things you can do in Google to find out what a domain's doing, or what I've talked about tonight, you're quite welcome to come on. But obviously, we want your interaction. We love your interaction, and we love to just say hello. You know, if you just want to pop on and say hello, like I said, put one in the chat, and we'll happily invite you on. If not, it'll be an early night and a cup of tea for everyone. As easy as that. So
I was told by Don I'm not supposed to sample our own product. How do I know if it's any good?
Yeah,
he's eating his own dog food, isn't it? That's
right.
the phrase, isn't it? Yeah, he's testing it out. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if I owned a cake shop, right, I don't think there'd be any cakes left for the customers. I've got a very sweet tooth, I have.
Yeah. Awesome.
Steve Dimmick would like to come on.
Right.
Come on, say hello, Steve.
So you set
so it's guest, yeah.
Go HT/guest.
Yeah.
Is it set up and ready to run?
Oops, there it is.
There you go.
There it is. Go to HT/guest. We can go ahead and put that in the chat box too.
We'll give Steve Dimmick a moment to connect. Remember, if you are coming on, make sure you switch off your feed, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, because otherwise you'll hear yourself coming back, and it's very off-putting. So if you do pop on, make sure you do that. Amount of times I've done lives with other people in the past, and you can hear yourself, or they're not sure who they're listening to. There's always a little bit of a delay, so that's why we give Steve Dimmick a moment to type it in. Go HT/guest. Here he comes. Device.
He's going to ask about that enterprise development, Daryl. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. We're just waiting for him to switch on the device that's not connected.
I think, you know what? I need to make another website for Daryl Rumors and just have a
Yeah.
paywall. So
Yeah,
for
that's it,
$10 a month, I'll give you the rumors of what's happening next.
Early access, early door access. Daryl VIP. That's what you need.
That's right. I have it. Daryl.vip.
There you go.
Oh
see?
no, he's got it. He's got them all. He's got everything.
them all.
Daryl. Yeah, he's got everything. Daryl.
Somebody said I'm a cyber squatter. I don't think so. I give them away. I'm not a squatter.
Yeah.
I'm pretty like if I have your domain and you want to talk it over, we
You
can
want to talk. You want to talk terms. You're
Yeah.
happy to do a deal. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Mr. Dimmock.
How's it going?
Hey, Steve.
Good.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
You've connected your device right in the end.
Yes.
Good to see you. What can we do you for tonight?
Domain kicks. So you get an account, you go on there. Is there any help for coming up with ideas, or do you give us ideas? Hey Steve, here's a $10,000 domain. You should go get this.
Yeah, so the valuations are not showing up yet because we're doing something kind of special for that. So a domain that has traffic and has information, we're going to have a much higher valuation for it. And the ones that are not, we're trying to pick who to use for the API for that. So it'll be sort of like one or the other, you'll get either value. And so we're going to try to do that as quickly as possible. Running multiple APIs. I don't know if you're familiar, but running multiple APIs in the same system at the same step is sometimes can become problems because of the speed in which you get the return and stuff. So we're working on that and trying to figure out how the valuations will come. But as far as the page goes, you do have, every time you load the page, you get 3, 3, and 3 different keywords from my magic list of prepends, appends, prepends, and keywords. And these are lists that I've built up over the years of domains that I've gotten decent value out of. So we're always adding to that list, trying to make it better and better. And then you can always just clear all and just put all your own stuff in there. Okay. And then what I want to do is also have a library of other lists. So it'll be like just text lists of like cities around the world, or, so you'll be able to stick those in and just do like a search and just come back. So right now, I think it's limited to like 10, 3, and 5 on the search. I'm not sure. I haven't tested that since the guy made a change on it. But eventually it'll be open so you can do like, a longer list of each one, and it'll kind of put it into a queue. So we're working out the technicals on that at this time. So it's early access. The eventual price will be, well over $1,000 for lifetime eventually. So it's much lower than what it will be once we have all those features in. But we're just trying to get some users to try it out, test it out. Dana in the group, he purchased, and he's been very, very helpful with ideas and stuff like that. In fact, he just said, can we add last sold for name bio? And so he was talking about APIs that we can maybe add in there, that if you have, let's say, the name bio account, you can put your API key in, and it'll start to show up more figures and content, numbers, so you can evaluate all in one spot. So I won't be satisfied until all that stuff is in there.
Okay, so more follow-up questions then. So domain kicks is where I go to research and find out what domains are available that I might be doing a search for,
right,
in this general area. Like Simon mentioned CBD, so I could put in like CBD cookies or whatever, right? But once it comes back with a domain that I want, then I go to my whatever
any register you want. Yeah, you don't have to buy it for us, right?
Okay.
This is just a search. Now you're going to have to put a Dynadot API key in, because that's what we're using to run this, because they cover more of the extensions than other ones.
Okay.
So like if you were to put in CBD, and we'll put like gummies. What other things? Other drinks? candies, edibles. Oh, it's maximum 3 right now. Okay. Again, this is just temporary. That's this way. And you just hit, you could do select all, you could just do .com, whatever you want, or you could put a modifier in here and you could put like, cheap or
Best.
right.
Affordable,
Exactly.
top rated, recommended, all the
Right.
usual.
Right. So then if you did that, then I probably would just go with .com, right? And we'll go ahead and hit search. And this is what it's going to do, is it's going to do a lot of different combinations here to see what's available. So cheapcbddrinks.com is available, cheapcbdcandies.com, bestcbdcandies.com. So you see how it works. And then if you go over here and you're like, oh, but I really want to have cbdcandies.com, right? And cbdgummies.com and I'm going to add this to my dream list. Okay. And if that becomes available, so now it's going to check frequently, like several times a day, to see if that's available. Okay. And I know they're unavailable. And it was this when it was last checked. When they become available, you'll see the status changes here to available and what time it became available. Okay. So any of these here are ones that we're going to delete. I found them from a catch list, basically. And I put them all in here. As soon as they were available, we could go in and register them. Okay, and it sends an email to you like this. It says, hi, congratulations. This domain's available.
So once you get your domain name, then what's the process for selling it? Where do you sell it, I guess?
Yeah, so I sell almost all of mine through afternic.com. It's GoDaddy's reselling. They basically, if you type a domain inside of GoDaddy, and let me just show you guys. So if you type in GoDaddy.com, okay, and all right, so we're looking for a domain. Let me see if there's one that I can think of that I have. Hold on a second, I gotta think. Somebody to fill some time here. Let me just see a domain. I have too many domains. I have to like figure out what I have here.
I'll tell you one thing that I love about this, Steve, is the fact you can go to Flipper and like Daryl showed tonight, show domain names that have sold for good money. And you can say, let's just say for an example, abc.com was a domain name that's high in value that you want, but it's not available. You can add it to the list in Domain Kicks and it'll tell you when it comes available. But not only that, it's the fact you can look for similar domain names. So you can say in this range, these particular domain names sold for around about, let's say $5,000 is a nice amount that you want to go for. And you're thinking in mind, well, if I go for the $5,000 mark, I've got a good chance of getting some more similar domain names. So then you put the related keywords into Domain Kicks, do a search, find related domain names, then go to something like GoDaddy's appraisal tool, see what it's worth. And then at that point, you can say, right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to shove it straight on Flipper and see if it sells, or into GoDaddy and see if it sells. Or I can put a site on it to make it even more valuable and then sell it with the site as a starter site on Flipper, and that gives you more money. And the key to it as well is as you do these, add these domain names back into your list, because some people will buy a domain name on Flipper, never do anything with it, give it up. You buy it again. You got a copy of the original site stored locally by backing it up. You point it back at your name servers, add the site back, sell it again. And so you imagine if that happens every few years, $5,000 every few years isn't to be sniffed at,
No.
So,
right,
so
I'll show you what happens in GoDaddy. Thank you for doing that. So I have a domain that I was going to build for building websites in 3 hours for a customer. So you spend 3 hours on a live call with them. And we never did this because I just don't have enough time to do web design for people. But it was just an idea, 3hourdesign.com. If you click on this, okay, it'll go in here and say 3hourdesign.com is available for $2,500. Well, they're selling it on my behalf right from these searches. So if somebody was searching for this, it's the biggest search engine for domains, GoDaddy. It's right there. So if somebody clicks on this, they're going to buy it and it'll end up in my account. Okay. Because this is my domain. Okay. So that's why I put it into here, but I also want to put it into Killer Brands as well, because I'm going to have a landing page on here. Right now I use dan.com, but that hasn't been working so well for me. So I'm just, we're going to put everything under Killer Brands, and we'll have all the domains there. And so the landing page will be just like this. It won't have $2 signs. So, all right.
Yeah.
So it's it's fun for me. I enjoy doing it. That's kind of why I do it. It's kind of a little bit of a passion that I enjoy doing. So it's why I do it. Do I make $500K or $1 million a year? No, because I'm not dealing with domains that are worth that much money. I'm dealing with stuff that I buy for $8 and flip for 5K, 10K, stuff like that. So and they come in passively. I don't do it as actively as I could. If I wanted to find a buyer, because I have Leads Detective and I'm connected with a lot of people, I could really try to push it to sell. But and GoDaddy takes, I think, 25%. So that's why.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why you got to set the prices a little bit higher than you want. And then if you have your own portfolio, you can go ahead and like the Killer Brands, you can actually put it on there. On my site is Killer Brands. You would have your own. I can help you guys out on that. Maybe one of these Sundays, I'll show you how I did it. It literally took me only a few hours to make what you just saw there. So, yep. Any other questions?
The way to look at it as well, it's like anything that you're going to buy a domain name for $9 and bung it up for $5,000. Would you really care that GoDaddy's taking 25% of it when you've got all that?
They got the traffic,
money going into your pocket because they've got the traffic.
Because they market it, yeah.
It's a very quick flip to find a domain name in Domain Kicks and go, oh, that's worth $10,000. I'll bung it up at 8. And I'll just see what happens. If it doesn't sell it first, then maybe I'll lower it a bit. I don't know.
Right. And I tell people that are like just getting started out that you buy it. Sometimes people buy with a coupon code and get it for like $2 and stuff like that. And they just set up a separate account for each domain that they're buying, which is too confusing for me. I don't really do that. But if you sell it within the year, great. If you don't, put it in a bundle and sell the whole bundle for like, a few $100s. So it recoups some money and you just clear those out so you don't have to pay the renewals, right? So there's always ways that you can kind of get around forever waiting for a buyer for a domain. So
you can only sell it on GoDaddy if you bought it from GoDaddy.
No, that's not true. No,
okay.
You can sell it anywhere. And when you guys win a domain for me, some are in GoDaddy, some are on Dynadot, some are on other services. So we can send them to whoever, to wherever. So
the best way of doing it, Steve, is let's say you've got a domain on Name Silo, right? Yep. And someone's just bought that from you, being listed on Flipper, let's say, right? What you can do is you say to them, go and set yourself up a Name Silo account. I'll push it straight over to you. Once you own it, you can then transfer it to wherever you like. And it's the quickest way of transferring, because from like GoDaddy to GoDaddy, names cheap to name cheap, Name Silo to Name Silo, instantly it pushes the same day. If you go from GoDaddy to Name Silo, that can take a couple of weeks to be moved.
And also, you can be locked at how quickly you can flip it. Sometimes they have a period of time that you're locked down, that you can't resell it once you get it. So you got to be careful about flipping between different ones. But if you get it directly from someone else, and the other thing is you can't. You want to make sure that you transfer it before that last month or two, I think it is, because you have to renew it before you can do a transfer with GoDaddy, I believe. So. So try to, think ahead, 3/4 through the year, take a look at your inventory and say, oh, I don't want to renew this. I'm going to put it in a fire sale and get rid of it. Or just delete it, whatever you plan to do.
But I can't I can't buy a domain name on Name Silo and then have it listed for sale on GoDaddy, or can I?
You can, yeah. It's on
Okay.
after you just go to get an account on afternic.com. It's afternic.com. And then you can paste it from any other registrar and paste it into your account there.
Okay.
So yeah. So and that's where GoDaddy is getting all their information. So is Uniregistry, so is like domains.com, like all of these different websites they pull from GoDaddy's registry information. So
Cool. Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Definitely. If anybody has any other questions, Daryl.chat is the way to go for that. I'm surprised, Steve, you didn't ask me about the Menterprise news, but you're going to go around me and talk to Pim, huh?
I just talked to Pim.
Yes, afternick.com. Very good. So yeah, definitely. So
Was this news covered in your webinar that I missed?
no, this is
Oh,
brand
okay.
new. As of
Oh,
my last night call with him, it was something I talked to Simon about, and we're like, yeah, we should do that. So I called in a favor for the community. So
nice.
yeah, so it'll be cool. Maybe nobody will care, but I will care because it's something I think is going to work very well. So
Cool.
I'll make a video on it inside the group. So there's no reason to have a mastermind if we share it all here. So
Sure.
so we won't do that. So.
And Steve, I was that impressed with Domain Kicks that I even recorded the video on how to connect up to the API key for Daryl.
Yes,
Didn't I?
and I'm going to have you do more, Steve.
That's all right.
I'll make sure you get a few cupcakes for it.
I'll look after you, Daryl. It's not a problem.
You got the sweet tooth. I know.
And
I
you
got
know,
those up.
and Steve, you know me, right? I'll only promote products that I 100% believe in, and I played around with. You know, I get so many different affiliate people messaging me going, "Will you promote this for me?" Nope, that's a load of poo. You know, and so I will not. You know, I get access to so much stuff, and sometimes I don't have the time to look at it. Sometimes I look over it and go, "Actually, that's not bad." You know, I'll mention it to people. If they want to buy it, they can. If they don't, they don't. That's how we always work. This is one of those things that I just know that. You know, I've already sold domain names, so you know the proof is in the pudding. And the way to look at it, if you bought a $10 domain and you could sell it for $100, right? Well, you've made $90 in your pocket.
Right,
you know,
10x. Yeah.
You know, and so you up it a bit more to allow that 25% that GoDaddy want, right? So, yeah, bung it $150. If you get $100 in your pocket, you're laughing. You do that 10 times over,
But
10 a month. That's $1,000 in your pocket, isn't it?
But keep in mind, if you get somebody trying to dicker with you on price, that how many domains did you have to have in inventory in order to get that one person to actually say, yes, they want to buy, right? So you have to put that into your cost. If you bought 10, 20 domains and you only got one inquiry on those domains, that actual cost to sell is higher than what you paid for that one domain. And don't let those people say, oh, you just bought that for $8. You should sell it to me for 12. I'm like, yeah, no. I had to buy 12, 15, 20 domains in order to get this one worth selling, you know, and I have to pay monthly if I've had it for several years. What is my cost on it for that? So to do this right, you have to be, you know, particular about your expenses and say, okay, this is what the real value is of a brand like this, and this is what the real cost is to buy and sell domains. You got to be aware of that. And
I play a different card to you, Daryl. When I sold one of my domain names for $5,000, right? I had someone message me going, "You only paid $8 for it," and I went back to them and I just politely said, "I've got 3 other people who've just messaged me about this domain. If you want it or you don't. If you don't, that's fine. I'm cool with it. I wish you all the best in the future. Many thanks." Right? 2 minutes later, they come back going, "I want it," and they bought it. They didn't even haggle. So you just play that even if you haven't got anyone lined up, you say, "I've got 3 other people who want it. You better hurry up and make your mind up, mate." Because it'll sell eventually. You know, that's the attitude you got to have to it. And don't waste your time with those sort of people.
If you're in, I always tell this to people that are in a real hurry to make money with buying and selling domains, don't do it, because you cannot predict how quickly you're going to sell something. you might sell it that week, right? You might find somebody on Clubhouse that'll give you a quick, $5,000 for a good domain, but that's not going to happen very often. It's going to happen in the very rare sense of the time frame. And so you have to say, okay, well, if I can be patient, then I can play this game. If I have a little disposable income to invest, that's why I call it domain investing. You're going to sit and hold on the asset until somebody's ready to buy it. Because I mean, if you look at .ios, you could get any domain you wanted back about 6 years ago. Now they're really hard to get a good .io for an application or a SaaS platform or something like that. So just in a matter of time, now you've multiplied by thousands what it's worth. So that's why
.ai is really sort of hot at the moment with all the apps coming out, and I know it wasn't that long ago you could get a lot of words on that, and now it's they're all being bought up. So
do you own Daryl.ai?
No, I don't.
We found one he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that Daryl.ai.
We've got it. We're gonna use domain kicks to find all the Daryls and get them before you.
That's right.
And then we're gonna go cost $8, but it's $5,000 now, Daryl.
That's right. I'll just change my name.
Daryl.gg. Yeah, we'll get that one.
Yeah, Daryl.gg.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Somebody asked the question. Maybe Stephen Dimmick, can you answer this for us? The Mentorprise, Mass Page Tools, and Magic Page plugin. From a customer standpoint, what is the difference between them?
Yeah, it's just the Magic Page plugin is all about, well, obviously you have to have WordPress, and it's all about setting up a domain name and putting in multiple pages, probably using Spintax inside of that one domain name for WordPress. And
also,
then
keyword times location.
Yes, keyword time location, or location could be something else, but yeah. Mass Page Tools is all about getting the information that you need via a form to connect with the Magic Page plugin, and
many other tools as well.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, doing some really, really cool things, especially with the metadata, etc., and images. And then Mentorprise is a much broader platform.
I'd say like an enterprise platform is a good way to describe it.
Yeah, because I've already got 30 domain names in there, and I haven't been doing much because I've been embroiled in a whole bunch of stuff going on over here. I've only done 60,000 pages, and I say only.
That's a drop. Yeah.
That's nothing. My account has up to 500,000 pages, and I'm only 60,000. So, just the scale of magnitude is just nuts. But it's not a tool that you're going to go to build a very pretty looking site that's just so, and you can control every pixel. That's not the purpose of. The purpose of Mentorprise is ranking and getting traffic, getting eyes on pages.
Yeah, I like that you said that. Yeah, absolutely. And we have some cool things coming up that we will have our Mass Page Tools form integrate a different layout for Mentorprise coming up. So that's a little tip for you of what we talked about yesterday, was how we can use our form to change the look and feel of your Mentorprise pages. So it'll be really kind of cool if we can pull that off.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think Facebook user is somebody called Trance or something. I think they maybe in my group, might be in others as well. But if you want to have a chat about that, I'm happy to have a quick chat more about Mass Page Tools and Magic Page plugin. Most of us kind of offer a little bit of time, but if you want to have a chat about that, it's simons.chat. So just to help out if you want any more help on that.
Cool. Yeah, and I think where I'm going to go with Mentorprise next is I'm going to be building out pages that I can then send traffic to clients and selling it as a service.
Yeah, that's what Terry was talking about on the mastermind there. And it's amazing what it can do for a single company, because think about the fact that this is going to attract people that are interested in whatever topic, because that's how the content is attraction, inbound marketing. Basically, it's pulling in people. But what I want to start to do is put on those pages a Facebook pixel and a Google ad pixel, and then take the fact that those people are just checking out information to go ahead and start to send ads to them through those networks, because I think that could be very, very powerful, especially if you can geo-target. And so that's what we solved yesterday, is how to geo-target the traffic inside of the enterprise thing. So we have a lot of cool things for the next time we talk.
Yes.
So it's pretty gnarly what we can do. So
Cool.
awesome.
Mm.
So guys, I think, has anybody else got anything on their minds before we close out for the day, or?
No, I'm all good.
We're good.
No, I'm
All
all
right.
good.
Steve, thank you so much for joining us up here, and thanks for
thank
letting me put you on the spot, because I always like
Yeah,
to
you
hear
did.
from a customer's perspective what you think those things are, because I talk about them all the time, but I wondered, you got an A+ on that, so you did awesome.
Oh, okay, cool.
bonus credits.
So can you come back next week and ask him another awkward question,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Daryl, you're the hard one to keep up with because you've got so many interesting projects that you're doing, and it's like,
yeah,
cool.
that's
very
the
cool.
thing, is it's hard to keep track in my own head. So yeah, so at the same time, you're as confused as I am. So,
And that's
anyway.
why Daryl's invented a cloning machine. There's actually 5 of him that you haven't met the other 4 yet. I have. And this is the nicest one tonight so far.
I have to change from inventor Daryl to make money Daryl. So
Yeah,
one of these days I'll be like Mike Martin and be able to sell these things. So he's really good. So anyway, love you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will be seeing you guys next week or throughout the week. Have a great night.
Take care. Bye now.
Bye, everyone.